A very good morning to everybody, and thank you for joining us for this exciting webinar on careers in data science and deep tech. We are standing at the edge of a technological revolution where machines are learning, data is shaping decisions, and ideas once imagined in science fiction is becoming reality. For curious minds and bold thinkers, this is the era of limitless possibilities. This session is more than about careers. This is about discovering your place in the future, understanding the skills that will set you apart, and finding inspiration to innovate, solve, and lead the world powered by data and deep tech. Let's get inspired. Today, we have some incredible minds from the academia and the industry who are not only witnessing this transformation, but they're also shaping it. So, I am Suresh Vijayaraghavan, the Chief Technology Officer of the Indo Group, who will be the moderator. And we have with us Dr. Sashikumar, Professor and Director of Admissions from VIT, Dr. Mafusa, Associate Professor, School of Computer Science and Engineering, VIT, and we have Raghu Achat, Head of IT from Tejo Engineering, and Sujata Iyer, Head of AI Security, Manage Engine, Zogo Group Company. And welcome all of you, all panelists to this webinar today, and welcome all audience. So before we start, I would request Dr. Mafusa to make a presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Suresh. It's truly an honor to be a part of this forum today, addressing such a bright young minds and their parents at this pivotal moment in their lives, choosing the right career path. So let me take you a glimpse on unlocking the future careers, data science, and deep technology. So let me take you to the terminology introductions of data science. So it is an art of finding patterns, insights, and useful informations from data. Imagine you're having a huge pile of information data, and by using a smart techniques like mathematics, coding, logics, we try to understand what it tells us. For example, very precisely, have you ever wondered how YouTube suggests videos which you actually like? How does Amazon recommend products before on your that the purchases you make? How does Spotify create a playlist with songs you love? These platforms analyze your data. For example, you make the likes, clicks, and searches using data science to improve your experience. Here is a huge real-time application list, not limited with actually on data science, healthcare, transport, finance, banking, manufacturing, e-commerce, and whatnot. Imagine that you probably having a smartwatch and going for a sleep. And that particular watch is actually grabbing all your vital informations. And the day morning you woke up, it is trying to suggest you the best breakfast for your good health. Do you think that am I talking about any science fictions? But actually, it's the reality that we are living in. It's all because of the data science and deep technology. So not only that, there are different careers and roles that is possible by mastering data science. So here are few of them, starting from data analyst, AI ethicist, data engineering, data visualizer, data architect, data scientist, machine learning engineer. You can be any of these roles can be taken up. The second important most terminology that we are being interested in today's webinar is your deep technology refers to a very advanced and breakthrough innovations. We're not talking about the very normal applications unlike the regular technology. So it is going to be solve the big problems using cutting edge science and engineering. So here we'll be focusing in deep technology, the groundbreaking discoveries. So as I've just told you now, just imagine that you're planning to visit a mall. Your self-driving car is waiting outside of your house and you've just instructed like where do you want to go. What do you think that the self-driving car will do? It will automatically analyze, navigate, and it will come to a decision how to take you to that particular mall. Once again, this is of course been possible through the deep technology that can change industries, and of course it can improve lives of each of us. So coming to the very important demystifying deep technology is a very large area to be addressed, but a lot of things can happen and definitely this can improve our lives. Starting from artificial intelligence and machine learning, where computer learns to think like a human and creating new medicines, genetic treatments, and bioengineered crops, super fast computers that can solve problems beyond today's computer, the technology beyond cryptocurrencies like bit computing is coming up with the help of deep technology. Device that connect human brains to computers. Hope all would have heard about Elon Musk's Neuralink. Smart farming using AI and drones to improve food production, advanced rockets, Mars exploration, and satellite-based internet and whatnot. Do you think really can we be able to live without these advancements? Definitely no. So that is going to be a future proof for your data science and deep technology. Here is few of a kind of the statistics which I would like to present to you. According to World Economic Forum, 97 million of AI and data science jobs are going to be created by the end of 2025. And also, in specific to India, 11 million jobs in AI and data science will be created by 2026, given by NASSCOM. Not only the futuristic statistics, let's see the past also. So, artificial intelligence and machine learning roles actually grew up by 344% in the past 5 years. So, these are the very interesting information. The very high demand career path and its salaries, data scientists, AI engineers, blockchain developers, quantum computing researchers, cybersecurity experts are high in demand. You can see the numbers on the screen, which are very, very fascinating. The numbers are both in Indian rupees and also globally. Now, actually imagine a world where AI predicts the disease before it occurs. And also, just we spoke about the self-driving car, which seamlessly navigates without the human intervention. And also billions of businesses make decisions on billions of money using real-time data. This is not a science fiction which we are talking about. It is the reality we are living in. So now here, but with such rapid advancement, the most pressing question is that how the students can prepare themselves for facing the future, which is already here. So here is the key to success. Start having a curiosity towards learning coding like Python or SQL. Start participating in STEM projects. Develop a very strong basic foundations. Definitely develop problem solving and logical thinking and develop an analytical thinking by solving the MCQ questions. Of course, the backbone of all of our students is none other than the parents. Definitely encourage towards problem solving mindsets, analytical thinking, and exposure to emerging technologies. Allow your students to invest in early skill building and promote practical learning skills. Definitely impart the value of continuous learning, adaptability, and resilience in a fast evolving digital landscape. Introduce AI-based educational tools and platforms which allow them to make a future-ready professionals. Why to choose VIT? We, Valour Institute of Technology, proudly says that we have achieved a remarkable milestone in the field of data science and artificial intelligence research, securing a prestigious global ranking in the band of 51 to 100 in the world and an impressive 1 to 7 band in India in the QS World Rankings. This achievement reaffirms VIT's leadership in cutting edge research, innovation, academic excellence, making it a powerhouse for aspiring data scientists, tech innovators, and AI engineers. With state of the art research facilities, world class faculties, global collaborations, VIT continues to shape the future of AI driven technologies. For students, researchers, and industry professionals, VIT is not just an institution, it is a gateway for the future of AI and data science. Here, we run a specialized programs on AI and ML, data science, information security, and whatever the technologies just before we spoke with. Each of our course is actually embedded with a real world projects and also a research component and lab component, which allows the student to master the course on hands-on learning. They have always been encouraged to participate in the coding contest, hackathons related to the core courses, and we run a joint industry collaborations with the joint techs, Microsoft, IBM, Google, and each of a course is having an industry expert delivering guest lectures, which allow the students to exchange their knowledge with the up-to-date information. We allow the students for global exposure by having a good internships and student exchange programs. We also impart and encourage, we care our students about having an upskilling and adaptability, encouraging them to have a resilience through proctorship and mentorship. So we were talking about future of work. Why to start now? The future belongs to those who prepare for it today, well said by Malcolm X. Companies like Google, Tesla, and Amazon, and many other companies are investing billions in AI and deep tech. Start today to future-proof your career. VIT provides the best foundation for careers in data science and deep tech. Be part of the digital revolution. Start your journey today. Very all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. And actually, I feel like I should be joining and starting to study from scratch now. See, I started my engineering in 1985 when computer science was just one paper. And from where it was and where it is today, my question to you, Professor, is how is the academic curriculum evolving to keep up with the rapid advancements in data science and deep tech fields like AI and quantum computing? Because now it's something that is it's a moving part on a daily basis. So how actually it evolves?
Thank you for the question, Mr. Suresh. At VIT, we are committed to a dynamic, future-ready curriculum that evolves with breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and deep technology. Our programs are co-designed with industry leaders to integrate the latest advancement in machine learning, generative artificial intelligence, and quantum algorithms, ensuring students to stay ahead in the rapidly evolving field. We also emphasize research-driven education, offering hands-on exposure through artificial intelligence and quantum computing labs, real-time, real-world projects, and global industry collaborations. Students engage in cutting-edge research on deep learning, quantum cryptography, artificial intelligence ethics, working alongside experts with Google, IBM, and Microsoft. We insist in practical learning is at the core of our approach with artificial intelligence boot camps, hackathons, interdisciplinary capstone projects, fostering problem solving and innovations. VIT students gain industry certifications in TensorFlow, AWS, and quantum programming, making them highly employable in emerging tech domains. Additionally, as one of the India's top ranked institutions in AI and data science, we ensure our curriculum is not just keeping pace with technology, it is actively shaping the future of AI, quantum computing, and deep tech innovations.
Thank you for that information. I'm sure this is going to help all the audience who are listening in this webinar.
So, Suresh, sir, actually, I want to add a point. Actually, we have board of studies which will happen within the school level. Then it will go to academic council, where the industry participants will be there. Then even in board of management, all these changes will be discussed. So everywhere we include academicians as well as the industrialists. So that way, the current trend will be followed at the curriculum. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that. And now I would pose my questions to the practicing engineers. So first to you, Sujata. So what specific skills or tools do you look for when hiring fresh talent in data science and deep tech roles, especially since you're heading the cybersecurity part? So what do you look for?
Yeah, so I think I would say, be it any domain, especially be it security, it is important to get the basics right. Tech could have different names in different times. So even in the case of AI, a decade back it was known as big data, then it was termed as Hadoop, then came machine learning, deep learning, and then there's LLM today. So it's only the nomenclature that I feel is changing, but the core requirement would be to get your basics right, get the basics in CS and math right. So something that you've learned in 11th and 12th, in fact, I would say all the AI LLMs that you're talking today, the underlying technology, at least in the all the training of neural networks, is calculus, is differential calculus, something that people are learning in 11th and 12th, something that's there in all throughout the engineering course and all. So it's only these things that kind of lay the very strong foundation for you to excel in the path. So I would say it's important, get the math right, get the basics right, have very good hands-on programming skill. It could be in any language. You could do it in Java, Python, C++, any language that the student feels very comfortable with. But this hands-on knowledge coupled with the very strong math foundation would be very pivotal.
So I think the student should not keep the maths book in the shelf after the school studies are over. They
Absolutely.
should keep that with them going forward. Yeah.
True, true,
And
true. Yeah.
yes. So how do you take this question? What is your inputs to this?
I think Dr. Mehfooza on the first 4 or 5 slides has pretty much covered everything there. So I'll just touch upon one or two things and give a couple of examples. Yes, to answer the question about what are the specific skills and tools we as practitioners or we people who are actually hiring from the market would be looking at. But apart from what Sujata mentioned about calculus and tools and things like that, is also what you must understand exactly. I mean, taking away from one of Dr. Mehfooza's slides, what is the problem that you're trying to solve? I'm sort of just adding on to what these two ladies have already spoken about. What is the problem that you're trying to solve? Understand that. There's no point in creating a Ferrari when you cannot drive it on Chennai roads. If Chennai roads needs an SUV, build an SUV for it. Think on those lines. Maybe in the initial stages, people will not give you that kind of a space to, think or operate or things like that. But if you got that mindset with you, if you understand what you're trying to solve, if the taking her example again, which is related to YouTube, if that engineer did not understand that what is the problem he's trying to solve or she's trying to solve is to increase traffic to YouTube and increase their revenue. If that person did not understand that any kind of a code that you write would just be like a blue collar worker coming, working and going. So you need to understand what is the problem that you are trying to solve. Just an example here. I'm not sure whether it actually happened or not, but when President Kennedy in 1968, 69 is walking around NASA, he found a janitor there who was sweeping the floor or something like that. So he asked him, "What do you do here?" The answer that you would expect is, "I'm keeping the place clean." But supposedly, he's supposed to have answered saying that I am helping the effort to put a man on the moon. That is a mindset that is required from the students. So when somebody comes to me for a recruitment, when we are interviewing a candidate, especially if it's a fresher, I'm not interested in technology per se, because that we can always tease them. As long as they know a technology and know the basics of coding in a technology, we can always do B, C, D, E, F, which is anyway changing on a daily basis. But what is it that, especially in your projects, when you ask them to explain the project, what we are looking for is not the technology. How did you interact with the team? How did you go about identifying the solution? How did you go about getting it done? So that is what we sort of look for. So I'm sort of adding on to what Dr. Mehfooza and Sujata mentioned.
Yeah, I think there's lots of takeaways from what you said, Raghu, for the youngsters, how they can actually prepare themselves for the interview now. And but most important part is trying to solve a problem, right? That's the key thing here. And coming back to Professor Mehfooza, so see, today as the technology keeps changing on a very rapid pace, everybody wants to actually future-proof themselves so that their job does not become a issue in the future, right? So how can students and early career professionals future-proof their careers in data science and deep tech? From an academic standpoint, what do you feel?
Yes. So just before answering this question, I would say that, as you said, like Max book, they should not be leaving. I will be adding to that is like actually they'll be learning to how to apply the concepts in Max coming into this particular course. So far they would have learned about how this Max works and how to drop down to the final answers. But really, the students will start thinking of how to apply those concepts what so far they have learned in this schools. So that's one of an interesting factor. I do definitely agree with Mr. Raghu and Ms. Sujata. Like as automation and generative AI reshapes industries, students and professionals must definitely focus on continuous learning and adaptability. So that is very important. They should keep up having a continuous learning attitude and adaptable to how far the technology is getting shifted themselves. A strong foundation in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and especially data science concepts combined with expertise in, as I said, codings in terms of Python, the very latest technology, TensorFlow, and cloud technologies ensures technical relevances for them. So also beyond technical skills, domain expertise in fields like healthcare, finance, and so many applications is also required, which will enhance their career resilience. Because in here, projects, every course has actually been embedded with a project. Most of the courses have been embedded with a project component. So we always encourage the students to take up some real-time applications, which needs to be demonstrated in relevant to that particular course. So they start thinking about it, and one step ahead, they will be collecting the informations related to that particular domain, maybe healthcare, which is very new to them, and finance, which might be a little bit new to them. So getting more along with such kind of informations, they become knowledgeable, and of course that makes their career resilient. AI is no longer standalone, of course. It is transforming industries, and those who integrate AI into specialized domains will have a competitive edge. Practical experiences through also hackathons and open source projects, industry internships are very crucial to take up, and we do of course encourage our students to do that always. At VIT, we emphasize hands-on learning. That's very unique about it, and ensuring students to gain real-world exposure through collaborations with the tech giants like Google, IBM, Microsoft. We encourage to do certifications. Lastly, professionals must, that is, the students should develop ethical AI awareness as well, problem solving skills, also having an interdisciplinary knowledge, and uh, that the particular AI will automate tasks. May in the future that the AI move in automating the tasks. But what I claim is that human creativity and critical thinking, also ethical decision makings. So these are the one which remain irreplaceable in the evolving deep tech landscape. So that is where that the students can make future-proof careers, and they will not be able to replace even by the AI. That's my suggestion.
Thank you, and I'm really glad that you touched upon domain knowledge, because as practitioners in the industry, I think that is the where we actually see challenge when people come in. No, they might have a technical knowledge, but we have to impart the domain knowledge onto them. And I'm very happy to hear that from that is actually coming from an academic side, that they have understood where the problem lies, and you are actually getting the domain knowledge into the students. That's a very good thing. And my next question was both for Raghu and Sujata. And incidentally, that was also the first question that has come up from the audience here. Is actually, apart from technical skills, what sort of soft skills you expect when you recruit people on board?
Perfect. So, one thing I would say, like how Mr. Raghu was saying and Dr. Mehfooza was saying, it's about how articulate you are with respect to what you are thinking about. It's so, see, I would always say, especially when you go into deep tech research, there's no one single way to do a thing. There would be like a multitude of approaches that one could take. But every path that you take might not be the right path, but whatever you've learned in that path would definitely be useful in the upcoming ones. But it's important to articulate why you took that path. There should be enough reasoning, and for I think these reasoning capabilities kind of, they mark the much needed soft skills, I would say. And the ability to actually work together as a team, because when you go and when you step into the industry, it's not only your work that would be the center of the stage. You'll have to work with a lot of people. There would be use cases where you talk to the product manager, use cases come from customers, and then you work on tech. How are you going to put all of this together and showcase your work? So this cross-functional team collaboration, talking to people, putting across your thoughts. So these are like very important soft skills that are going to differentiate one person from the rest. And I think we've spoken on the technical side too. So what is going to put apart a person who knows how to write code in Java versus the person who's gone the extra mile? It is about how many different types of projects that they've tried to do. So have they tried to step out of their comfort zone? Have they gone the extra mile to understand and do something to demonstrate their skills? These would be something that is very pivotal in showcasing themselves as different from the rest of the people out there.
Yeah. Very aptly put, Sujata. And Raghu, your feedback on that.
Yes, again, adding on to what Sujata mentioned, if I was to look for somebody in the data science space, I would expect, the first question that would be, give me 5 KPIs which a chief financial officer would look at. Give me 5 KPIs which an operations head would look at. Give me 5 KPIs which a head of sales operations is looking at. Because if you are able to answer at least 2-3 KPIs each, I understand that you are thinking on the right lines. And then we get into technology, and I could ask about Power BI, I could ask about Python, I could ask about any of the other things that are available in the market. So that is actually the critical point here. What is the problem that you're trying to solve? Are you thinking like, to put it in other words, are you thinking like an entrepreneur? Which means if you start, especially in data science, if you do not think like an entrepreneur, as far as a data science career is concerned, it could progress, but it would not progress at the speed at which you would want. For example, if you think like a businessman, if you think like an entrepreneur, you put in a rupee, end of the day, you want 2x, 3x of that, which means you got to know where your money is going, where are you spending money, how efficient are your processes and things like that. So which effectively means, what are your KPIs? That is what is important in a data set. So if you are able to think domain, like Dr. Mehfooza mentioned, domain knowledge, think like an entrepreneur, see what is the problem that you're trying to solve. I think it's pretty much what we are looking at. I think Sujata mentioned about collaboration, teamwork, problem solving. So all these things are something which we will, at least I personally would when I interview people, these are things which I do ask about. And then I come to technology after that. Because if this is not a fit, if I do not find the right answers here, it doesn't matter to me whether you know technology or not. Because I will have to spend that much extra time to get you involved into my space, and only then you will be productive. That's why I look at it. I'm talking about data science.
Yeah.
Deep, it's a different story altogether. That's actually the reverse.
Yes. And I think as we speak now, I'm seeing lots of questions coming up. And one central thing I'm seeing on those couple of questions there is for Mr. Sasikumar, probably he can address that, is they're talking about the admission process and what are all the various courses that the VIT has at the bachelor's level and master's level related to data science and deep tech. I guess you can take that question.
Yes, sure.
There are a couple of audiences that have put that question up.
Okay. So through the entrance, actually, we are recruiting the students, and the entrance is going to happen all over India in 127 cities from April 20 to 27. So any nearby city, you can write the exam. And in BTech level, you have options for data science, but deep tech directly we don't offer, but any field of the deep tech is there in the BTech courses. Again, in masters also, we offer 3 to 4 programs in Vellore campus, and the other campuses also we offer this master's course. And in PhD level, we are offering deep tech. Actually, limited fellowships are there. Highest fellowship we offer. 6 lakhs per annum salary we are paying to the people for working on deep tech. So for that also, the students, they should write the entrance exam. That is called as VIT. So for undergraduation, they have to write VIT. And for post-graduation, they have to write VIT. And for PhD level, they have to write an entrance called as VIT. So only through entrance exam, we recruit the students.
And there was also another question that comes up, like AI and ML versus CSE versus BE, which has more scope for future.
So actually, I can say from the perception of VIT, so all these students, they are getting recruited by the companies. Our placement office statistics says that. So whether they study BTech or MTech or PhD or even MSc and ML we started. So we have a very good demand for PG and all. In the end of the first year itself, the companies will come and recruit them for the internship. So it doesn't matter what degree they study, how well they study, how well they are trained. And here in VIT, we have very good infrastructure as well as the training. So with that, with the cosmopolitan atmosphere, they learn from peers through clubs and chapters. 250 clubs and chapters are there. So through that, they learn the maximum. As well as some of the programs are industry integrated. So along with the company, we are offering the program, and the companies, they frame the syllabus. So that way, to the needs of industry, they are trained. So that way, easily they'll get placement.
Okay.
Suresh, before you proceed, I think there are a couple of questions which I might like to combine and answer if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was somebody who asked, I'm sort of paraphrasing the 3 or 4 questions that are there. So how should we really train our coding skills? The standard answer that I give to something like this is try and build an Amazon.com. Try and build a Zomato. Almost everything that you would need is available there. Just try and replicate it on your laptop. Build all the features which are available there. Amazon.com is a brilliant example. Pretty much everything from a technology to business is available there. To workflows to, I mean, you can think of anything that you want. Just build it. And it's available to you to take a look and replicate. That is the way to do it, because you will get exposure to security, you will get exposure to database, you will get exposure to the front end, you will get exposure to the middleware, micro services. I mean, there's nothing that is not there on those sites. Just build it. And there's enough available, enough write-ups available as to what is the architecture of Amazon.com. Replicate. That's a brilliant way of and a pretty simple way of learning how to code. And you will actually be not only learning how to code in one small area, but you will actually become a full stack developer.
Yes. Thanks, Raghu, for picking up some of my workloads, and I hope you'll continue to do that during this whole webinar session. And I would like to ask one question to Sujata here, because one cybersecurity, and you are head of AI and cybersecurity. When AI and cybersecurity merges together, right? So what new career opportunities are coming up for so that students know that they have to prepare in this manner if they have to establish their career in cybersecurity, but using AI in that area?
Yeah, I think with AI, the whole domain of security has seen a massive shift, at least in the last decade. So it has transitioned from a good to have to must have. I think even in day-to-day life, you would have seen enough security scams coming up. You would have seen phishing messages that come from bank to your mobile numbers in the form of SMS, phishing links. Click on this, you get a personal loan free of interest. So we see so many security scams happening. So I think that's one area where a lot of us will be able to relate the importance of it. We would have definitely encountered at least a known circle praying victim to a lot of online scams, phishing scams, and so on. So with AI here, I think the AI, there's a lot of scope for roles that demand a cross of the domain knowledge and the AI knowledge here. So I'll probably give you a use case here. So a lot of times you'll have to look at let's take the example of phishing. So gone were the days where people thought a poorly worded email was phishing, but no, today I think with so much AI coming in, the way AI is helping you achieve day-to-day tasks easily, it is also putting getting into the hands of attacker who can create very convincing phishing email, something that just looks like that has come from State Bank of India, but you would be in for a dupe if you let your guard down even once. So then when such things happen, it's important AI is also coupled with the everyday task. So I would say in such roles, it would be great to have, like how Dr. Mahfooza was stressing on the importance of domain knowledge. If people continuously, keep themselves updated on the latest security enhancements, plus They also go the extra mile, do projects, understand the basics of AI. It's going to be a power packed value add on their resume. It's going to be a huge boost for them.
Yeah, I have one question for you, madam. The thing is, whether this AI is making the person generation to think less, they depend more on the machines than their own thinking process. Do you think so? I put the same question to Raghu sir also.
Perfect. Sorry, you want to go ahead, Raghu sir? I think I. No, please go ahead. I think
you are on mute, Raghu. You are on mute.
Sorry. No, Sujata, please go ahead.
No, I think see the entire AI the massive gain that we've had in AI, the accuracy improvements, it is a double-edged sword. It is great that you have that, so there's a massive boost in the productivity. So what I would say is, you no longer have to actually sit and write a code for generating prime numbers from 1 to 1000. You could as well do it in a prompt. But just because an LLM does it for you, you shouldn't be lethargic that, oh, it has done, so let me just take the code, copy paste my project. If you don't have an understanding of what happens in that piece of code, you might not know the issues, if any, that were there in the code. But only when you put it to production or you start using it every day, you would actually encounter the issue. And by the time you actually realize it, there could have been enough damages done and dusted. So I would say it's important. It's okay to rely on AI. It's okay to use it, but understand the basics. Understand what the LLM is giving you. For example, ChatGPT, or you're using ChatGPT for writing code for your project. It's okay, use it, but make sure you understand what the code that was given by ChatGPT is actually doing, and only after you understood, you use it in your project.
Yeah, that is
I sort of would agree with you but on two different levels, Doctor. One is at a consumer level, yes, it is going to take over. There's no doubt about it, because pretty much everybody is using it these days. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. I mean, there are a million of them coming up. It will take over the consumer space or that end of the space. But then where the actual damage would come up is if you do not control the way you are using it. If you become addicted to it or depend on it for everything, then we definitely are going to have a problem. But if you are the master, which means you are the dog and not and AI is a tail, it's all fine. Which means you can actually wag the tail. But if it actually the role swaps and the tail starts wagging the dog, then you have a big problem there. So that is where we need to be careful about. So use it. I've used these tools, and what normally would have taken me 2.5, 3 months to write a very complicated piece of code, take 2.5, 3 months. I've actually done it in 2.5 days. Multiple iterations, of course, but I managed to do it in 2.5 days. But I knew what I was looking for. And when the first outcome came up, I knew this was not what I was looking for. So prompt after prompt after prompt, end of the third day, it's a brilliant piece of code. And I claim full credit for it also. But still, fact is that it came out from somebody else. So you should know how you're going to use it. Exactly what Sujata mentioned. It's actually like fire. You can cook with it or you can burn your entire house now. But it depends on you.
Yeah, and also one point that I would like to add is you get a piece of code, but the IT ecosystem is much bigger and larger than the piece of code.
Exactly.
And unless you understand how this piece of code interacts with the rest of the IT ecosystem, then as Sujata said, you might introduce something that you don't know how to solve in the future. So it's very important to have the overall understanding, but use LLMs to get efficiency in getting things faster. But you have to still understand what has come out before you can say that I'll put this in production. Not even production. Even if you want to put this in a beta test stage, you must know what it is doing. Only then you can take it up. But while we are talking, I have a very interesting question there that comes from like brain says CSCA, but heart says aerospace engineering. Should I follow my brain or heart? But I would actually say ask him to follow his heart, because it's very important that we go with the core engineering fields, because every core engineering field will apply CSC and AI at any point in time. So that is going to be a common denominator across. But I'm just jumping the guns, but I would still want the academic people to give a response there.
Yes,
but because I see today everybody jumping into CSC and That is something going to be common today. All fields is going to use computers and AI in the future, but we need engineers in the core. We need civil engineers who will apply CSA and AI in civil engineering. We need aerospace engineers who will apply CSA and AI in aero engineering. So please, you follow you follow your heart and go with aerospace engineer. Whoever asked that question, please, your answers.
First, I like to answer this question, Mr. Suresh. The thing is, they'll graduate out at the age of 21 years. After that, even if you put the career up to 65 years, 45 years, you have to work in that field. So without liking the field, definitely you cannot grow in that particular industry. So naturally, I think wherever you're inclined towards that, you have to move on first. First, it should be interesting. Every day when you go to a job, it should be interesting for you first. So basically, I think you should go by interest, and AI you can integrate to any field. See, I'm a chemist. I'm integrating AI for cancer detection. We are using it. Last 3 months, we are working on that project. So if your interest falls on a particular field, you will integrate anything else which is there in the market. So that's my perception, actually.
Yes, I completely agree with our director, Dr. S. Sasikumar. And also, I would like to little more important point adding to Ms. Sujata and Mr. Raghu. What they said is completely they are highlighting about AI ethical usage of importance, which actually VIT does it uniquely. We impart that ethicality in our students. We allow them to explore the technology, but we evaluate them in such a way that they understand completely the ethical usage of AI. Thereby, what happens? They started even getting so stronger in basics. The amount that the constraints that we are putting in on the ethical usage of AI, automatically the students thrive themselves in getting into basics. Then the parallel explorer exposure on learning about the basics, as well as exploring the technology, really making them a good learners and a future ready peoples.
Thank you. And I think since lots of questions are coming up from the audience, I would just take them and put this across. And I request any of the panelists to take this and answer. And this is from, looks like from a parent where he says, my son is more inclined to finance area to build his career, but he wanted to go with a technical path first. So my question is, will the IT engineering help him to achieve his goal? Yes, please explain how.
Yeah, definitely. I know a particular case. He's right now in the fintech. So he's a computer science engineer, and he was not interested in a job, and he started his own fintech. And he actually recently he opened one of his branch in other than Chennai. So I think it's not alienated actually. Any FinCorp is not alienated from the computer science engineering. I think you can do in a better way. The business can be done in a better way. So I think technically they can qualify and they can go into finance. They can specialize into finance, and VIT helps it actually. We have program core, we have programs elective as well as university core and university elective. So the electives can be from management side or finance, analytics, and all. So I think in VIT you have the flexibility in learning the subjects towards which you are inclined more.
Okay, okay. And I think when I browse the questions, I think there is one fundamental query that comes across multiple questions, which is whether I have to have computer language knowledge before I take a CSE in VIT, or what is the minimum requirement for me to get into the VIT CSE program?
So the minimum requirement is they have to crack VT. So they have to come in a particular ranking. It's very competitive. So top 5,000 rank, within that they have to come to get a computer science engineering admission. So that is totally a different story. That depends on your physics, chemistry, and mathematics knowledge. Whether you need the coding knowledge, I will say the school will train. Actually, the professor is here, Mahfuza is here, and she knows that we will start from the basics. Otherwise, if anyone lacks this particular knowledge compared to other segment, then we will give them a bridge course. So we will make them to ready within the first year, and second, third, final year, it will be an intensive training. So it's not like that completely you should know everything and you have to join the particular branch. But good mathematics knowledge is required. That is unavoidable actually.
Yeah. and also a few questions which I think Professor answered during a presentation, but might be a bit more in an elaborate manner. The questions were there also. It's how does your institution support students in transitioning from academic learning to real world roles through industry partnerships, research opportunities, or startup incubation? I think this was also on my question list, and it's also there in a few of the questions that has come up from the audience.
Yes, at VIT, we focus on seamless career transition by integrating industry partnerships, cutting edge research, and startup incubation into our academic ecosystem. That's absolutely there. Our strong collaborations with Google, IBM, Microsoft, TCS provide students with internships, live projects, and industry certifications, ensuring they are graduate job ready. And also, our research driven approach allows the students to completely engage in these deep technologies with global institutions as well. And through VIT's Center of Excellence, students work on funded projects, file patents, and contribute to the innovations in different domains like healthcare, AI, cybersecurity, and smart automation. Coming to the very specific entrepreneurship, which is highlighted as a question, so I would like to, is a very key pillar in VIT actually. So with our technology business incubator, we call it as VIT TBI. Fostering AI-driven startups and deep tech innovations are going on in a very fascinating way. We provide a seed funding. Actually, VIT provides a seed funding, mentorship, industry networking, very interestingly to the students, and enabling our students to launch successful ventures. They were past stories, and they are coming up ongoing. And we believe our future students will also keep up that significance. While still they are pursuing these degrees, all these are happening and which happened also. So we believe it will be happening in the future also.
Yeah. To that, there's another pertinent question that has come out, which we also briefly discussed, is how far AI and data science is going to help the civil, mechanical, and electrical engineers in their employment.
Of course, like I'll just give a one line of answer for this is like whatever your heart says, you follow. But we are not going to be leaving any of the streams which is going to be available are going to be marketed throughout. AI, AML, CSE is going to be backbone to them. So VIT is having a very updated curriculum because we have been strongly correlating with industry peoples and top academicians, and we give an updated curriculum to the students. Which and also we have a curriculum phase where it takes the students job ready with their interest, as rightly highlighted by our director Sasikumar sir. They are getting a very flexible options as and when they are progressing with the semesters. They get a lot of flexibility with their interest. Actually, they can pick up their courses from the elective baskets, which comes from civil, which comes from finance, which comes from MBA. There are a lot more options. They can have a domain with that. Core courses can be learned from the CSE. They can directly apply there, as I've been highlighted previously. Each of the course they are supposed to definitely do with the components like lab or project. So applying the domain knowledge, they will be demonstrating their skills. So possibly they are if they are really interested in both the domains as you highlighted, they have to master it while they are passing out.
Sir, I want to add few more points. I want to add few more points. For example, the conventional automobile engineering, right now it becomes smart mobility. So now it's no more thermal engineering, what you're going to discuss. Along with it, you're going to integrate it with the sensors as well as so many of the control systems and all. So together, it's going to be future is going to be for cross-disciplinary and interdisciplinary products or research. So that way, definitely, whether it's a mechanical engineer or a civil engineer or an electrical engineer, definitely they have to read even the other subjects and they have to know about the other domains. So the future is going to be more into the cross-disciplinary and multidisciplinary rather than a specialist. Certain areas it needs specialist 100%, but more it will be towards all these cross-disciplinary fields. That's my.
Yeah, and Raghu, you were telling something.
Yeah. Just to add to what both the doctors mentioned, the question was whether a civil engineer or that kind of a domain would find use here. Simple example. You're a structural engineer, you're given a drawing, you're asked to a set of drawings, and you're asked to say whether that building is going to be structurally strong, sound or not. You might take 2 days, 3 days, go through every this thing. But what if you were allowed to, push it into a model? It just scans through the entire thing in a matter of minutes, if not seconds. It comes back and tells you that these are the problems or it's good to go. Wouldn't you have that 2.5 days additional to you to make a more beautiful building? You can use your time that is available to do something more creative, which probably a computer cannot come out with. It can only tell you if something is right or wrong. But creating a more beautiful building or a more innovative kind of a design is lefty. So you got that 2.5 days available to you. You can utilize it in that sense. But again, coming back to the same point that came up, if you don't know the domain, if you are going to be dependent on AI to tell you whether it is structurally right or wrong, then we have a problem, because it could actually tell you something which is wrong. And you will go with it, you will build a building, and third day it would be down. So you need to have the domain knowledge to know whether the output that is being thrown at you is right or wrong. Use it to make your life easy. It's like using a car. If you don't know whether you want to go to Avadi or whether you want to go to Siriseri, you might end up in one of these places, but you didn't want to go there. You might get there faster because you have a good car, but you actually ended up on the wrong side of the city. So you should know where you're going.
Yeah, Raghu. So the takeaway is like your knowledge is irreplaceable. You need to have the knowledge in the domain that you are working. Use AI to improve your efficiency. So not to replace what you are doing. That's most important thing.
Absolutely.
I think that's where I also read the thing. AI is not going to replace people. People who know how to use AI will be replacing people. So the most important thing is that you must know how to use this as a tool. Okay. And I think one assurance that we have to give to all the audience, that all the questions that they are asking, that if we are unable to answer now, I think we will be sending an answer back to them by email, right? That's the assurance we are giving them. Yeah. So how much we can take, we'll take as we have still 10 more minutes here. But I have one question before I go to the audience questions to both Sujata and Raghu, because see, this whole technology today is rapidly evolving and changing. We can't say what is going to happen in 1 year from now, right? So when we recruit people, we ought to make sure that these people are capable of improving their knowledge as the technology evolves. So what is the most important trait that you look for them when you recruit them on board? So you know that he knows what is there today, but he's also capable of learning, because the learning has to be very fast today.
Yeah.
To you, Raghu and Sujata.
Okay. So I would say is that like I was saying, it's about like in the last decade itself, I was saying like how there was only a nomenclature change, but the base remained right. I would say is that how well are you able to relate what you read with the problem that's there in the hand? It's not a new concept that's bringing up. In fact, the whole concept of neural networks dates back to 60s and 70s. It's just that with the compute being so available, it's become so common today. So I would say the most important thing would be to get the basics right, and it's also about how well are you keeping yourselves aware with the latest developments that's happening, especially in the field of AI. That's like things are happening in an escape velocity speed. So it's important. One new piece of thing could have come today. 2 weeks later, you would have another thing coming and saying, "No, this is the state of the art. What happened 2 weeks earlier is actually not really that great." So it's important to it's important. I would say it's important to understand what's happening in each field, understand the latest developments, so that when something comes up, you're able to relate what is happening around, and then apply your problem solving skills there. This would put yourselves very different from the rest of the people out there.
Yes, it's a very important point, Sujata. I would actually take that for me also going forward. Raghu, your views on that.
Yes, just adding to the question. So there was somebody who had asked, what is it that I need to keep track of in the next, I think 5 years or something, she had asked. And adding on to what Sujata mentioned, my answer to, I think it was somebody called Magdalena, I would say everything. Because every day is different. What's good on a Monday? And to give an example, the other day we were sitting in a conference along with Suresh, and somebody said that traditional AI, this is how you do. I said, traditional AI, when the hell did it become traditional? People are already saying traditional AI, and what is coming is something new. So, I mean, every other day, things are changing. So keep track of everything that's happening, focus on your domain, and mostly, I wouldn't say everywhere, mostly the recruitments are happening for your ability to learn and adapt, and very little is being recruitment is happening for your current expertise. It is happening. I'm not saying it is not happening, but if you have somebody who is looking at taking taking you on board and giving you a career path, they are only looking at how fast are you able to learn, how fast are you able to adapt, because technology is changing, everything is changing, the mindset is changing, a lot of things are changing. So that is what people need. They need to be agile, mentally agile and otherwise also.
Yeah, Raghu. And I think there was one question. The person is so desperate that he has put the question almost 30 times now. The question is: I don't have computer science in my plus two. I have maths, physics, and chemistry. Can I take data science in VIT? So I think you need to answer that question, because otherwise he will post it another 10 times.
No issues. Already I said, actually, see, for example, physics, chemistry, maths, bio students will be there. And they'll be writing both NEET as well as the VIT or JE, they'll write, and wherever they are inclined, they'll join. So those students we accommodate, and definitely they can be trained, because the first semester subjects, it's not going to be the core AI or data science. So the first semester subjects will be your own physics or chemistry or mathematics and languages apply to engineering side. So definitely you will have enough time to build your career. So definitely it's not an issue. Anyone can join, and they can learn, and they can do it. So only thing is they should have the maths background. In 12th, you might have studied the mathematics. If mathematics is there, then AI or data science, it will be simple to learn.
Okay.
Yes,
So
adding to
yeah.
Sir's point, come here to VIT with a thirst of learning. That's more than enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that answers, because someone else also wanted to know, I'm a bio student, can I take data science? I'm sure with my limited knowledge, I can say data science can play very huge role in biology to unearth lots of things, right? But anyway, I'll put that question to.
So yeah, we have two different courses. For example, bioinformatics is there. So this is a combination of bio and the computer science. So here more you should know about the proteomics and genomics, and then the softwares and computer science engineering. So it's a blend of both biology as well as the computer science. Similarly, we have health informatics, which is there in the Bhopal campus. So these two courses, it's having a good blend of bio plus the computer science. If you want a pure bio side courses, then you have health science and technology, as well as biotechnology and biomedical engineering. So those are all a combination of engineering plus biology. So you have enough number of courses here at VIT. Definitely you can choose if you are more inclined towards bio, and you can combine bio and engineering together.
Yeah. I think one person has been very keenly listening to you, Shashi Kumar. So the question today has posed: how do I crack VIT?
To crack VIT, there is no shortcuts. You have to study well. You should be trained. The syllabus is given in the portal, VT portal. So learn, and on the day of exam, there is no negative marking. So obviously, I think no need to reveal more about the entrance. If there is no negative marking, then obviously, I think whatever you can attempt all the questions. So attempt the questions and answer well. Finally, definitely for your hard work, you will get the reward, and you can join. Otherwise, non-entrance based courses are there. For example, integrated MTech programs are available at VIT. This is also computer science based. It's integrated MTech in data science is there, computer science engineering is there. Okay, so software engineering is there. So like that, you can do non-entrance based courses. Similarly, even science courses. MSc computational statistics is available. So wide variety of courses are there. You visit VIT website and choose the programs. Even we have BDS, BR. So wide variety of courses, more than 100 programs we offer. Please visit the website, and if you have any queries, you can call or telecall us. We gave the number there in the website.
I guess we have neared the end of our session today. And first of all, I would like to thank the panelists. And there have been lots of learning from you also, right? And as I said while starting, right, I want to go back to 1985 to this time and have this curriculum, so I can start as a fresh student in the undergraduation. But change is the only constant, right? In this field, that we have to keep learning and keep ourselves updated, whichever field you are. And I would take this opportunity to thank the panelists and also thank the audience, and all the best to those students who are going to pursue their engineering courses going forward. And if any last word from the panelists, please.
I'd just like to wish all the kids all the very best. And it was nice listening to Dr. Sashi Kumar and Dr. Mahfooza. A lot of things that you guys are doing. And it's nice to know that you are actually genuinely aligning with the industry. So employability is something which you guys are really looking at seriously. Very nice to hear that. I think the kids are in good hands. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed today's interaction too. Loved interacting with with the folks at academia and the industry. So it was lovely interacting with all of you. Wishing everyone a very good luck for your upcoming endeavors.
Thanks to both the industrialists as well as the Hindu team, as well as I thank each and every participant for spending their time and listening to this particular session. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you all.